Episode 25. Masquerade.
Life's a Masquerade.
Yep.
I guess you could kind of call it a Halloween episode.
It was a costume party. Holidays wasn't specifically stated, but traditionally, yeah.
Yeah, but the cool thing is ask and ye shall receive. I wanted an episode where Rita won, and she kind of won. In a roundabout way. The monster was defeated, but her actual goal was to get the Super Putty. And in that regard, she won. I guess we'll see in the next episode what happens with that.
The Super Putty, all the monsters, including the putties, are made of clay, and this was like super stuff.
That makes them indestructible, at least until they find a way to beat it, and then it's not so indestructible anymore.
Yeah, a bunch of wasted stock footage with that later on, but actually in the stock footage here, the monster wasn't defeated there. It was actually immediately reborn into like a zombie form, which we will see later in Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But for now, so plot. Costume party. And starts out with this guy laughing like a nut.
Yeah, a lot of the costumes are just kind of odd. And Bulk and Skull didn't do anything wrong, and they still get punished.
Well, the first time it was kind of Bolt's own doing, but...
Yeah, but it was an accident. It wasn't anything they did on purpose, just a strange happenstance. But I hate that the universe makes something bad happen to them for no reason. There's no reason for something bad to happen. But they do kind of get redeemed when they have a costume montage, which is glorious. They have Captain Hook and Peter Pan, with Bulk as Peter Pan.
There's no way he's going anywhere in
green tights.
Yeah.
Power Rangers reference.
Then the horse.
The horse. There's no way I'm going to be the back end of a horse. And then...
Elvis.
I will be young Elvis, and you can be old Elvis.
He was like, old Elvis, because he didn't have the heart to say fat Elvis.
Well,
that was
old
funny,
Elvis
though.
was kind of fat Elvis.
Yeah, that was kind of what did him in, sadly. Yeah, they actually talk like him. Both they do his dance.
My back!
Yeah, Bulk pulls his back and actually stays in character.
And then that's the first time we actually see the American costume version of the monster.
No, actually, when it was first created, they showed the American one in the smoke. You could tell, because the American one has, like, long hair with a...
And its eyes are sunk in, as opposed to the Japanese version, the eyes pop out.
Please, no comments about that.
Yeah.
And people won't stop screaming in the other room, but we're just gonna have to talk about it.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. This Frankenstein monster, which was supposed to be made out of the putty that they were mining...
It's just kind of...
But he was actually helping them mine it. Oh, but he did actually go to the costume party and no one recognized him.
Although Alpha was at the party as well. And
yeah.
that's kind of where the main humor of this episode kind of comes in. Is Alpha comes to the party and is the biggest hit. Also, we have more of the Angela and...
Actually, I think, wasn't this the first time Angela came around?
I'm not sure. I could have sworn I remember her being in earlier episodes, but...
Well, either way, Zack gets shot down again. I feel for you, Zack.
Yeah.
As one to another. Darn that, Angela.
Yeah. But all the costumes are kind of interesting. And of course, we never get to see Tommy's costume, which kind of, to anyone who knows the plot, will know exactly what his costume will be.
Well, before that, though, what was everyone else's? Let's see, Kimberly was a princess, and Billy was Sherlock Holmes.
Which actually featured into his role in the episode. I thought that was nice.
No, he was really dedicated to carrying that pipe around and doing this.
I'm
not really sure. Zack was like King Tut, I think.
Yep.
Kimberly was like a Native American tribe. I'm not sure.
Well, not Kimberly.
Trini.
Trini was an Indian and
Native American.
American Indian.
Jason was
Robin Hood, I think.
Nah, he wasn't green, but something along those lines.
Well, no, you don't have to. Like, he kind of had like the Robin Hood trifoil hat, something like that. But that was kind of the general thing. And what did Bulk and Skull ultimately decide to go as?
Punks.
Punks. Like, You had great costumes.
Well, he didn't want to throw out his back again.
Those were great costumes. That would have been funny.
How did they even get an Elvis costume like that?
You can find them anywhere, I guess.
Well, in 93.
Yeah.
Well, the Frankenstein monster actually comes to the party and no one recognizes him.
Yeah.
And he even gets dragged into a dance with some girl.
No, it was with the girl punk. That was the girl punk. That was a part of Bulk and Skull's crew that appears in occasionally in some episodes.
Yeah, she still exists.
Yeah, she still exists, but
somewhere.
doesn't have much of a role.
Well, yeah, they get to dance. The monster's trying to attack them, but just keeps missing, and it works into a dance routine, and it's kind of funny.
It's actually pretty good. And then Bulk and Skull get a chance to be the hero.
Frankenstein monster gets his foot stepped on, and he just kind of loses it, picks her up, and throws her. And Bulk and Skull catch her.
Aww. And then they try to protect her. Doesn't really work out too well, but hey, it's a nice little it's a nice little preview to later seasons.
Yeah. Well, they get chased out, and Billy follows them
alone, and follows him to the cave where the Super Putty stuff is being mined. Then Rita decides to take all the Super Putty stuff.
Also, we learned that Rita has infrared sensors. Little laser thing.
Yeah, the little laser sensor thing.
Weird. I thought she was more of a magic person, but whatever.
Okay, however that works. But then she creates an earthquake so she can create a crevice that fly the Super Putty stuff out. Because when you want to when you want to get away with your super valuable evil resource of evilness, be sure to make as much noise as possible. Don't be subtle about it at all.
How else are they going to get that big lump of clay out of there?
Teleporting. They can do that. She has, she's what is she, like the sorceress of all evil, something like that? She could do something like that. And then, of course, comes the line that I kind of had to go, I'm not going to destroy you today, but soon!
Well, she was just kind of gloating that she got the Super Putty and...
Yes, because that totally allows you the opportunity to now get beaten. Whatever. It's kind of par for the course.
Anyway, the actual fight, though, the Frankenstein monster proves to be quite strong.
Yeah, it has some pretty good skills. And once again, Rita is a little too preemptive with the transformation into something large.
But this time it almost works out.
Yeah.
Almost.
And then, of course, they have to tag team the Dragon Zord fighting mode.
The Megazord was not doing well at all.
And crashed into two buildings.
Yep.
Which I have to only go with saying that the casualty rates, no wonder. That's why the children and the teenagers lead all the charity events. Because all the adults get killed in the office buildings that they crash into.
Oh, that's dark. This time, Tommy's excuse for not being there immediately was, got attacked by putties.
Yep, and working on his costume.
Well, and he was on the way to the party with it, and then putties attacked them, so... Not great, but acceptable.
Yeah, but they could have contacted him beforehand. Yeah.
Well, apparently he was offline, which is weird, because I didn't know communicators had an offline mode.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the point of the communicator, to get in contact with you at any time?
Because, yes, this is before cell phones were invented, so shut up. Well, I think, but they were, really expensive back then, and, these big things.
For the most part, yeah, they weren't for public use. 1993? Yeah.
Payphone, mate. I'm gonna pay. Anyway, shoot, lost my train of thoughts. Oh yeah, they formed Mega Dragon Zord, or Dragon Zord in fighting mode. Though they called it Mega Dragon Zord, I think.
Something like that. It's a good fight. The monster goes in a pretty graphic way for a kid show, gored with the drill bit from the Dragon Zord fighting
Even
mode.
before that, he's getting some decent attacks in simple costume. They were able to do more, grab the Dragon Zord by the tail and swing him around.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
But yeah, he goes with a big hole in his chest and explodes. And Rita gets a headache again.
Yeah. She gets these headaches, but she brings them on herself.
Must be from talking like that.
Yeah, it must be really hard to talk with a move in your mouth. Okay. Yeah,
dubbing.
Yeah, the dubbing with Rita is getting really bad and really noticeable at this point.
when she's well, in season 2, she is actually played by an American actress, so that gets fixed up. But anyway, before then, at the end, Alpha wins the costume contest, and Tommy's costume's revealed.
Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, which makes us think, maybe it was Jason Frank in that costume in the beginning.
Yeah. And then, of course, Bulk and Skull get one last laugh with trying to figure out who Alpha is and getting a can opener.
Yeah, Skull just had one. I mean, don't we all carry an emergency can opener, Joe?
I don't.
But what if you run into a giant robot tin can in an emergency?
Hope it's beyond its expiration date.
Okay. So, rating?
I'm gonna give this one, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. It was a good episode.
It was better than the last episode because it actually kind of had a genuine plot, and it improved on actually having Rita win, even if she didn't. It is a prolonged victory to the next episode.
It was a good episode. It was just, nothing too special.
It was funnier.
Yeah.
It was definitely funnier and more enjoyable.
Yep, you got a big laugh out of it.
That costume montage was great, and I wish they had more.
Although one big complaint though is that the Frankenstein costume and the stock footage and the American footage didn't match.
Oh yeah, I could notice that, but the costume didn't look all that great to begin with.
Top 10 worst transitions, people.
Yep.
Anyway, the next episode is called Gung Ho, which is one of my personal favorites, actually.
And it'll continue on from the plotline started in this episode. So, a unofficial two-parter, I guess.
And in Jude Angels, it was like a 3-parter with that putty. The new putty first, makes the stronger putties. Then, they were called golems there in Frankenstein. Yeah, and then later Satan, but... We'll get to that, we'll get to that.
So, with this one, I think it's more, we could just say less than a two-parter and more of just a prolonged arc.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. But, 12 minutes. We're back to the old roots.
Yep.
So, see you next time, or maybe this guy will do something on his own. Bye.
Sure. See you.